Getting shiny Pokemon has never been easier in a mainline Pokemon game. Here are a few strategies that will significantly increase your odds of running into a shiny Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet. Now before we get going, I highly recommend teaching one of your Pokemon False Swipe. The last thing you want to do is to knock out a shiny Pokemon before you catch it, and this move will prevent that from happening. You can get the False Swipe TM from Jacques. I also recommend picking up Quick Balls, as these will greatly improve your catch rates at the beginning of a battle, and using a Pokemon that can put wild Pokemon to sleep. Finally, I recommend turning off autosave in the main menu. Pokemon Outbreaks from Legends Arceus are back, and this is the best way to find shiny Pokemon early on. Open up your map to find a Pokemon Outbreak, head to that location, and start battling the Outbreak Pokemon. The more you defeat, the more your odds will improve. In general, the odds of running into a shiny Pokemon are 1 out of 4,096. However, after defeating 30 Outbreak Pokemon, the odds increase to 1 out of every 2,048. After 60, it goes to 1 out of 1,365. Once you hit 60, save your game and set up a picnic. After you've released your Pokemon from their Pokeballs, pack up the picnic and take a look around. If there are no shinies, start up another picnic and repeat the process. Try not to knock out too many more Pokemon, because if you knock out too many, the outbreak will end. If that does happen, just reload your save. Every time you set up and pack up a picnic, all the Pokemon in the area reset. This means that new Pokemon will load in much quicker than they would otherwise, which means you can burn through Pokemon spawns far quicker. Keep in mind that the picnic strategy could be a bug, so it may get patched out eventually. 1 out of 1,336 still aren't the best odds. Fortunately, there is a way to improve shiny odds in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet across the board. All you need to do is catch every single Pokemon in the Paldean Pokedex and talk to Jack. It's a time sink, and you'll need to coordinate some trades across versions, but your shiny odds will be globally adjusted to 1 out of 2,048. If you defeat 60 Pokemon during an outbreak, that will improve your odds even further. Now, if you're really into shiny hunting, completing the Pokedex is 100% worth your time. It can be a pain, especially when there's only a handful of entries left to fill, but it can make this whole process so much smoother. Sandwiches are new to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and they, along with a bunch of other buffs, can dramatically increase shiny rates. The key ingredient is Herba Mystica. In order to get Herba Mystica, you need to unlock 5-star Terra raids by completing the game and some post-game content. The catch is that 5-star raids can be pretty tough, especially by yourself. However, if you coordinate with some friends and plan accordingly, you should be able to take them out. If you have no friends, you can matchmake with other players, but matchmaking isn't super reliable. There are 5 flavors of Herba Mystica you can find: salty, spicy, sweet, bitter, and sour. Flavor combinations combined with an ingredient correspond to different types. For this Pomo, I used a yellow bell pepper and salty and spicy Herba Mystica. There are a bunch of combinations that players are still figuring out, so if you're hunting for a specific shiny, I recommend looking up the proper ingredients before you start making Herba Mystica sandwiches. The Masuda method is a shiny hunting strategy reserved specifically for Pokemon breeding. In order to breed, you need 2 compatible Pokemon, and one must be from another real-world region. If you're unsure what region a Pokemon is from, you can check its summary page. The easiest way to get a Pokemon from another region is through surprise trades. Connect to the internet, select Pokeportal, hit surprise trade, and offer up a Pokemon. Within seconds, you should get a random Pokemon from another trainer. The other way to get Pokemon from another region is by starting a new game and selecting a different language. If you plan on picking up both Scarlet and Violet, you can set your second game to a different language. Ideally, you'd want to catch an alternate Ditto so you can breed any Pokemon with improved odds. Of course, the shiny charm will improve your odds even further. Thanks to sandwiches, you can give your Pokemon an egg boost, which should increase breeding success. This won't increase your shiny odds, but it does mean you'll get more eggs in a shorter amount of time. When you're hatching, I also recommend having a Pokemon with the ability Flame Body in your party, because that will also cause eggs to hatch quicker. Once you've found 2 partner Pokemon, make sure they are the only ones in your party, eat an egg boosting meal, and set your switch down for the next 30 minutes or so. Once you're ready, check this basket and you'll have a ton of eggs to hatch. Shiny hunting can be a long process, but Scarlet and Violet have made some substantial changes that make it much easier. If you have any more tips, or you're just looking for someone to team up with for a 5-star raid, please leave a comment down below.